it's so nice to be finally home and retired, and now I can finally relax.
Have you heard about Jefferson's wife's child?
No, what happened?
She died.
Oh, for real? What should we do? Like, should we say we're sorry or something?
Yeah? Maybe write some letters?
Yeah, you write a letter to him apologizing.
Dear Jefferson, reasons of various kinds withheld my pen until the powerful feeling of my heart had burst through the restraint.
I'm so sorry about your daughter's death. I hope our condolences are shown through this letter. Sincerely, Abigail Adams.
Dear John and Abigail, we appreciate your thoughts and condolences and look forward to resume our friendship. However, I am still angered that you appointed John Marshall on the court and the midnight judges before you left office. Sincerely, Jefferson.
I'm furious towards Jefferson because appointing the midnight judges was not an unprofessional thing for Adams to do. Dear Adams, I once had a dream that you and Jefferson would rescue y'all's correspondence, forgive each other of y'all's mistakes, reflect on the revolution together, and become friends. I also dreamed that y'all would die together. Sincerely, Rush. Hello, Jefferson. I will be telling you what I told Adams as well. I had a dream that you would resume your correspondence together, forgive each other for y'all's mistakes, and talk about the French Revolution together. And I also had a dream that y'all would die together.
Well, still sung up on the incident with Abigail, I will not comply.
Darn.
Dear Rush, I have come to the conclusion that I do want to be friends with Jefferson. However, he will be the one to make the first move. I'm sure Rush is going to be thrilled about this.
In response to you, Adams, I'm writing a long letter including my opinions on the revolution and the aftermath, including our lectures on the rhetoric and oratory as a gift. I know in the future this is going to be the most important correspondence between the two political figures in American history. Sincerely, Jefferson. In the letters discussed between Jefferson and Adams, one in particular was in the summer of 1812, with the main topic being about social inequality and what roles the elites played in the government. Jefferson argued that wealth and where you came from had no part in where you should be in the government, while Adams argued that if you are wealthy and come from a good family, you should be born into a high social status.
The main argumentative thread that ran through the letters from 1815 to 1826 consisted of Jefferson's opinion that elites did not rule, but that the hierarchy among men was produced by the talents and opinions within them. However, Adams' view on the matter was that the elites should always shape society. During this time, the French Revolution was also discussed and came to the conclusion that Jefferson apologized for the violence and how it ruined his presidency. Adams replied by saying that Jefferson got carried away by his ideology.
Jefferson and Adams were both aware of the tensions between the North and South and even began to think that it could threaten the unity of the nation. They didn't talk much about slavery other than in 1819 during the Missouri Compromise. Jefferson didn't have much interest in the subject of slavery because he was very sure that he would not be able to fix the problem during his lifetime. Adams viewed the issue as something more urgent and wanted to act upon it because he was very engaged in slavery. Adams was very public about the issue, however, Jefferson remained silent.
Leading up to the 15th anniversary of Independence Day, Abigail Adams passed away. Shortly after, Adams and Jefferson both thought about the past and how they outlived most of their partners. They no longer had to pretend to be political partners and therefore had no reason to argue in their later life. Jefferson was very optimistic about the future of the country, even though he was ill and could not attend the event. Adams was much less optimistic and argued with everyone about the correct date of independence. Adams and Jefferson died at almost the same time during the same day. Adams is quoted with saying, "Thomas Jefferson survives," as his last words. One comparison to modern day would be Bill Clinton with both Bush presidents. Clinton butted heads with both of them during the 90s. However, now in the 21st century, they have a newfound respect for each other, and one of the Bush's daughters, Jenna, calls Clinton Uncle Bill. They now travel around the country to help in relief efforts after natural disasters around the world.
A very significant quote found in chapter 6 would be that, "For at the highest level of political life in the early republic, relationships remained resultly personal, dependent on mutual trust, and therefore vulnerable to betrayals whenever the public and private overlapped. This was shown throughout the entire chapter because of Jefferson's and Adams' very strong political views. They were both very opposed to each other and led to things getting very personal, in which they wrote continuous letters throughout a long period of time. Jefferson was a Democratic Republican and Adams was a Federalist. So everything they had opinions on was very strong, and they always had very opposing viewpoints as a way to look at each other."